Every organization works on the business processes. That means doing repetitive tasks every time. What if we have a system where our repetitive tasks are handled autonomously? Here we have functionality of Salesforce Flows. Salesforce Flows helps you perform repetitive tasks autonomously so that you and your employees focus on main goal. For example, you have secured a deal, your company has secured a deal, and you want to create a work order. You can have Salesforce Flows to create those work orders automatically. Or you got a form filled via your lead, and you have to validate that form by assigning that form to a particular agent, and then once it is validated, you have to send a confirmation email. This thing can also be handled by flows. Like when a lead has filled that form, you can assign an agent. Once agent approves that entry, the flow can send an email to that particular lead. So there are plenty of repetitive tasks we can have in CRM which can be handled by flows. So flows can be categorized in two parts. We have interactive experience flows and we have behind the scene flows. In interactive experience flows, the flows are triggered based on the user input, but the behind the scene flows, the flows are triggered automatically based on certain actions, like actions on records. Within interactive experience, we have multiple type of flows like screen flow, auto launch flow, approval process. We have lightning components and we have visual force. And in the behind the scene flows, we have multiple types of flows. For example, record triggered flow, scheduled triggered flow, we have data cloud triggered flow, and apex. So for different requirements, we have different kinds of flow. For example, you have to click a button and take input from a user, then we can enroll screen flow. Screen flow helps you take user input, helps you build an interaction where a user can input details. Or we can have auto launch flow. Suppose you have created a lead and you have to perform certain action like send a form to that lead. You can click a button and that auto launch flow can send an email. That email can contain a form. Or we have approval process within the interactive flow. Approval process helps you assign approval communications to list of approvers. Those approvers can review the record and can approve. It manage records if they should be logged or they should be edited. That means once the approver has approved, you can control if a record should be edited or should be logged. Then we have lightning components flow. You can build interactive lightning components using HTML and JavaScript, and you can embed within your lightning UI. Or we have visual force pages where you can use HTML and Apex to create interactive visual force page forms. Then we have behind the scene automations which are triggered automatically based on the record actions. For example, you have created a lead or updated a lead and you want to create certain action. Then we have auto launch flow. Once a record is created or edited, the next best action which you specify is executed automatically. Here you don't have to click a button to trigger a flow, but auto launch flows once configured can be triggered behind the scene. Then we have scheduled triggered flow based on a record action like create or update. These flows are scheduled, not instantly but scheduled on a particular action which is performed on a particular object and can be repetitive. For example, once a lead is updated, we can send reminder communications. That reminder communication should be scheduled every week. I'm just taking an hypothetical example. Then we have data cloud triggered flows. These data cloud triggered flows are triggered automatically whenever certain actions are happening in Data 360 platform. And then we have Apex. You can write reusable components in Apex and can configure within your flows to trigger certain actions. So multiple types of flows we have within Salesforce, and based on our requirements, we can choose and configure one of the required flow.